It's 7:26, and we're continuing to talk with General George Joulwan, the commander of NATO, who's in our Washington bureau. General, thanks for sticking around. There are a couple questions,
well,
of course.
But Katie, wait, one more thing, though. I'm staying here, but you're going to have to call the Secretary of Defense to make sure that if I miss my appointment with him, you'll tell him what I'm doing. Is that a deal?
I don't know. I don't know if the chain of command quite works that way, General, but I'll see if I can help you out. I'll get Secretary Perry on the phone, and I'll get it all straightened out for you. Okay, I'll tell him. Listen, I didn't get a chance to ask you about these reported Serb violations that are taking place in Bosnia, and we keep hearing problems in NATO's chain of command. What's happening there, and why all the confusion?
Well, I think, first of all, you have to understand that NATO does not control what occurs on the ground. The UN does. NATO is involved in providing the maritime embargo as well as the denied flight or air cover over Bosnia, but the UN controls the ground. So the UN controls the collection of weapons and the compliance on the ground, and it's a very difficult job. The UN is doing a superb job in trying to collect weapons and to have compliance with what's occurring with all warring factions, to include the Serbs.
But apparently, when some Serb weapons are being found in the exclusion zone, no steps are being taken. At least it's taking a while.
Well, in the latest one, there was confusion on map reading, and the Serbs were off by 300 or 400 meters. They're working that out, and I think they're going to have either withdrawal of weapons or collecting them under UN control. The important thing is that over 350 heavy weapons have been turned in since the NATO ultimatum. So I think the trend has been in a positive direction. There's been some cooperation. There's been very limited shelling within the area, and I think the ultimatum has worked and the ceasefire is holding.
Getting back to Korea, if we could for a second,
yes.
Of course, as you know, it's the Pentagon's concept that the United States military should be able to handle two regional conflicts at once. Given what's going on in North Korea and the possibility of U.S. troop involvement, which is really, I guess, a very realistic possibility, are you concerned that somehow NATO will be shorthanded somehow, or that the United States military could not be involved with Korea and then be ready to get involved elsewhere if necessary?
Well, I think what you're going to have to do there, and the National Command Authority will do that, is to balance your priorities. And the bottom-up review has laid out some illustrative examples like Korea and a second one, I believe, in Southwest Asia. And all of that will be balanced as allocation of forces are made. And the other combatant commanders, of which I am one in the European Command, will have to make their recommendations and prioritize within their area, and forces will have to be made available to the major regional contingency, in this case, Korea. And we understand that.
All right, General George Joulwan, thanks again. It's really nice to meet you, and look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, and don't forget to call the Secretary.
Yeah. Station break.